Hospice as a philosophy and as a movement began with volunteers and has continued with volunteer services throughout its history. And they play a big, big part. They make such a difference in the service we can provide. Volunteers at Hospice and Community Care play a myriad of roles. In addition to our main focus, which of course is patients and families with the Vigil program and with patient companion volunteers, we also have our wonderful Watchman program. We have folks that just provide as many services as they can imagine. We sort of encourage people to think outside the box and create a volunteer position that works for them and uses their skills and abilities. A singular patient experience that was a really interesting way that volunteers came into play to enhance the quality of life for this particular patient. She was an avid outdoors woman, did a lot of gardening and that sort of thing. And as she declined, as her condition worsened, this woman could no longer go out in her yard and work in her garden, but we built a raised garden bed for her so that we could wheel her out in her wheelchair and she could get hand tools and play in the dirt a little bit. She had a big picture window and she was able to see the flowers that bloomed later that she had actually planted and enjoy that throughout her illness. And we feel like that kind of thing is what quality of life is all about.
I think it just provides that patient with someone there that really cares and loves them as a person and just wants to be there to comfort them and stroke them, just do whatever we need to do, because in my opinion, when I'm with a Vigil patient, I'm just a servant for them. I'm just there to serve them and love them. They're awesome, and I'm so blessed to get that opportunity. The main reason I stay in this work is because I love it. And I love it more and more and more. Sometimes I wonder, as a Vigil volunteer, if I really do provide a lot of comfort, because I feel like they're providing me with so much comfort. Sometimes, in the last couple of hours of somebody's life, they might get a little restless or something, but when you're there and you put a cold rag on their forehead or you just rub their hands and tell them everything's going to be all right, they calm down, and you can see that comfort in them, and it's really a blessing.
Mimi was a volunteer with Hospice in the Watchman program. She hadn't been in it very long, but she was well suited for it. The Watchman program does a lot of ministry for hospice. And since then, they've started inside the Watchman program, the Prayer Shawl Ministry. It's taken me about a year, but I've decided to follow in Mother's footsteps, and I've just gone through the training for Watchman. So it's a legacy that I'd like to continue.
When I'm knitting my prayer shawl, I usually think about the person that's going to be wearing it.
I don't know what they'll do with it, but I hope and pray that whoever gets my things that I make will know that they were made with love and that I really, really cared.
I hope that they'll still feel that there's a part of the person that they've lost, the person that they've loved, with them, and that the love and caring and prayers that I put into the shawl that I make will be a comfort to them as well when their loved one has passed away.
Hospice and community care is care, and it's an intensive kind of caring for the folks that we serve. And volunteers play a major role in that type of caring. If anyone is interested in becoming a hospice volunteer, we can make that happen. And we can find a role that utilizes your skills and your abilities in a very creative way. our volunteers bring a singular dedication to the work they do.